happy that you guys are all here. I'm really excited for tonight because you're in for a treat. And I know I say this every time, every single workshop, but it's really something extra special tonight. And I want to make sure you have your pen and your paper ready because it's going to be a good time to get some notes. Dr. Pete has a pretty fire talk prepared for you guys, so just be ready. And then before we dive in more, I do have a few quick reminders for you all. So if you didn't get a packet of the information, looking at YouTube, because I don't know if I saw you grab them, that it would be a good time to do that now, as well as getting any snacks, any water, going to the bathroom before everything gets started. And then I do want you guys to silence your cellular devices as well, just because I've been learning a lot more about phones and how much of a distraction they can be. Like this week, I just learned that goldfish have the attention span of 9 seconds. And us as humans, we have the attention span of 8 seconds.
Oh boy.
So our phones, they fill a lot of this, not just silence, but fill a lot of our time. And if we're not even able to focus for 8 seconds, then we're going to be missing something that's right in front of us. So I don't want you guys to miss any opportunity to learn tonight. And then remember, tonight, only because you're here and you're in attendance, you get a product discount on all of our products. So if you get 1 or 2 items, then that's 10% off. If you get 3 or more, that's 15% off. And then we have our information bundle that we'll talk more about tonight, and that's 20% off. So just keep that in the back of your head. There's some more information in your packets about that as well. But then, for those of you guys that might need a refresher, Dr. Pete, he's been a chiropractor for, any guesses?
20 years.
30 years.
31! Oh, winner! So Dr. Pete,
Just in this area.
he's been a chiropractor for 31 years. He's been in North Branch for 24 years.
That's crazy.
And in all of those years of being a chiropractor, he has had this mission to end unnecessary suffering and help people live out their God-given purpose in full health. Now, what makes him truly remarkable, from an unbiased perspective, of course, is that it's not just his commitment to chiropractic, but he's also committed to the people. And you come in here and you see him and you know that that's very true. But he is married to, he's been married to his wife Lisa for 34 years. He's a proud dad of 7 kids, and he also loves his role as grandpa to 2 beautiful grandkids. And just this past weekend, one of his kids got married. Not me, so don't worry. But yes, our family keeps growing and we love it. If you ever see him around town, he's probably biking or playing tennis, or you might even find him in his element with his metal detector. So he still carries a lot of childlike joy and curiosity everywhere he goes. So I'd like to encourage that. But what I love most is that Dr. Pete never set out to just have a career, but he followed his calling. And after growing up with a lot of trauma and the loss of his father at a really young age, he made the decision that his family's story would look a little different. So he is determined that health, hope, and healing would be a part of his legacy. And every single day in the office, outside of it, he lives that out. So I tell you, again, personally, with so much confidence that his work has transformed not just my life, but so many other people's lives. And if you're open tonight, even a little open to learning, I know that he has the power to transform yours too. So, if you guys could join me in giving the warmest of welcomes to a man of faith, persistent, and an incredible heart, the one and only Dr. Pete.
Now I have to live up to that.
Right.
Going for favorite child status once again.
He keeps all these speeches in a notebook.
Right? All right, so let's start off things how we normally do with a happy Thursday. So at the top of your lungs, just don't spit on that person in front of you. 1, 2, 3.
Happy Thursday!
All right. So, how many have gone to 5 workshops? Anybody gone to 5 workshops here? We got a couple. Okay. 10.
Maybe, probably.
Maybe, probably. I definitely more than 10. 20.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. Now these aren't the slow learners. These these are the people that I call it constant and never-ending improvement. All right. So your body wasn't designed to break down at 50 or 40, for that matter, or 30. So I've had a lot of experiences. And it always shocks me when I hear the word old, and the person like, you know what, I have kids older than you. You know, like you can't say you're old yet. So, all right. Our mission: families inside our clinic are healthier and safer than those outside our clinic, and not just temporarily, for generations. And I love to see generations. I love to see families coming in, and the longer I do this, the joy it is to see that. So just amazing. So here's part of the family here, and I think we're missing one. That's out of state in this picture, but people say, "Oh, Dr. Pete, you're so disciplined." And I had someone say this the other day, like, do you not like chocolate cake or ice cream? Or yeah, I love it just as much as everybody else. And will I partake of it every once in a while? Absolutely. You know? But I will say, and you know, coming back from the state fair, I had very little. I ate before. I actually had some beef sticks and some healthy snacks, and then I made fun of the person that they spent over a couple $100 on food, and this was on Sunday, this last Sunday, and then on Monday I texted them and said, "Hey, how are you feeling?" Because I'm feeling great. And he's like, "Oh, okay. I feel like I got a food hangover." Weird. But it's not that I'm uber disciplined. It's just the thought of, hey, what can I do? How can I live my life so I can enjoy my family a little bit longer? And, you know, life is short enough. But, you know, to see, and especially just with having a weekend, a wedding this past weekend, like, you start thinking about those memorable moments, those milestone moments, and you're like, you know what, I want more of those. And why stop with my kids? How about seeing my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren's wedding? Well, to do that, I have to be prepared. You know, you got to start working on yourself now. It's the classic. When's the best time to plant a tree?
Today.
No, 50 years ago. That would have been the best time. Now, the second best time is today, right? So whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're struggling with, because we all got issues, we got to get hold of that. So, family. Family can be a very powerful motivator. All right, so you're not broken. You're just blocked. Right? You don't need to be patched up, medicated, managed. You need to be freed. All right? So, and the thing of it is we're under attack by something we can't see. It's chronic inflammation. All right? So, raise your hands. I want you to be honest. Who feels older than their chronological age? Okay. All right? Thank you for your transparency. Thank you for your honesty. But there are things that you can practically do to turn back that dial. All right? So, the real reason you feel older than you are. 3 out of 5 deaths globally are linked to inflammation-related diseases. As Americans, we're spending way too much money treating these conditions. 95% of aging symptoms are inflammation-related, not age-related. A lot of people would like to blame bad luck, bad genes, but they tend to ignore the other one, and that's, anybody know what that is? Bad habits, right? So they kind of gloss over the bad habits, and they kind of tend to park in more of the bad luck. Oh, it's just bad luck. Hey, my number's called, or oh, it's bad genes. And there's a whole science called epigenetics, and it's really fascinating. You can override your genetics with lifestyle, good or bad lifestyle, right? So you can override the good genes with bad lifestyle, and you can override the bad genes with good lifestyle. So, and that's in 93% of the cases. So, yeah. The good news is there's hope. So tonight I'm going to show you how to fight back against the greatest threat that most people will never see. Like I said, this chronic inflammation. And it'll help to reclaim your energy, your focus, and your longevity. Alright, so meet the villain. This shows up as fatigue that you can't shake, brain fog that dulls your focus, stiff joints, and people just kind of chalk it up to, oh, I'm just getting older, right? So what symptoms have you written off as just getting older, just aging? That daily crash at 2 p.m., bloating after some meals, aches that just show up from sitting too long, or the classic noise that you make after sitting too long, and then you kind of get up, right? Oh. And so what happens is chronic inflammation, that's linked to heart disease, Alzheimer's, autoimmune conditions, obesity, diabetes. So, why is the system failing you? Well, I'll tell you one thing is, we now have a pill for each symptom. One pill to sleep, one pill or multiple pills to sleep, multiple pills for pain, another pill for your mood, and don't forget the 3 pills to counteract some of those side effects, right? So it's just, the system's broken. I mean, I'm glad we have medicine, but it's way overused, and no one's sick because they have a lack of ibuprofen in their system, or there's no. When you look up the whole thought, and it's really fascinating when it comes to chemical imbalances. It's like, there's no chemical imbalances. That was just kind of made up. So, yeah, we don't have a medication deficiency. It's more of a lifestyle overload. All right. So, what if you had the right guide and the right tools? So I help people reverse inflammation naturally, and then with the right plan, you can feel stronger, you can feel clearer, think clearly, and younger, all at the same time. All right. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about the 5 essentials. So let's jump in. Essential number 1, eat to heal. So essential number 1 is nutrition. Thinking about food is information. It's not just fuel for your body. So every bite that you take, it's either going towards inflaming your body or healing your body. So think about that when you eat. I had someone here just before one of my last adjustments. On his last exam, he wrote the words that he's now more conscious of what he puts on his body and in his body. And I love that, because so many times we mindlessly eat, or we mindlessly kind of go through life, and we don't think about how is this affecting other relationships around us? How is this this food I'm going to eat? I guarantee you, the guy that I went with to the state fair, he wasn't thinking about how productive his Monday was going to be. But I had people depending on me. I can't be groggy. I can't not be on my B or C or D game. I have to be on my A game. And so most people don't think that far ahead. And so kind of now, and this is perfect timing because we're heading into Labor Day weekend, right? And so I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm not saying don't have some ice cream or chocolate cake or whatever. But think about how, like, what you're going to do, what you're going to eat, how you're going to move your body, and how is that going to affect not just me? How is that going to affect the people around me? And am I going to? And that's my son recently asked me advice on being married. He's like, Dad, I got to talk to you. I'm like, what? He goes, you got to give me your secrets for being married for 35 years. And I'm like, okay. And so we had a great talk. It was like a 2-hour, we just drove around and talked. But yeah, it's just, one of the things I told him was, I'm always trying to put, even after 35 years, I'm trying to be the best version of myself for, his mother, right? So, eat to heal. Here's a big one, is processed food promotes chronic inflammation. I'm not against milk. I'm not against meat. I'm not against fruit. But what we've done to it, that's what I'm against. What we've done to it. Like, I had this poor mother who, she was just beside herself because she's like, and this was about an hour ago, she's like, what have I done wrong? And she was asking questions about her daughter, like, where did I go wrong? And it was just I wish I could have given her more time, and I'm going to give her a follow-up call, but it was like, well, part of the things is it's not necessarily your fault, but now that you have that information, don't beat yourself up, but going forward, what are you going to do differently? Now that you know that we give more medication to our animals than we do to the people, like, that's a problem. I mean, most of the antibiotics in this country is given to our animals, and we're eating those. So you can say, well, I'm not taking any antibiotics. Well, yes, you are if you eat conventional meat. So making sure that you try to eat as closely to as real food as possible, that is crucial. All right. Some inflammatory foods to eliminate now. The big ones. Sugar, seed oils. One of the reasons why I didn't partake when I went down to the fair is pretty much everything is sugar and seed oils, right? It's fried in vegetable oil, fried in canola oil. And so, you know what? Maybe can you do something? Can you do something a little bit different? Like, not too long ago, we made some camping donuts, and these were made out of coconut oil, and it was almond flour, and and they actually tasted amazing. Maybe because we were starving, because we were out camping, but everybody just raved about them, and like I had people from other campsites who were like, "Oh, it smells amazing," and so they still are talking about, "Hey, Dad, when are you going to bring out the Camden donuts again?" So, definitely staying away from sugar, seed oils, and alcohol. And again, there's a lot of science behind this. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition measured CRP. Now, CRP, when it comes to nutrition, is called C-reactive protein. It's a protein that's produced by your liver in response to inflammation. So you want a low CRP number. So they did a study. This American Journal of Clinical Nutrition did a study with healthy young men, and in 3 weeks, by giving them sugar, their CRP levels spiked by 60 to 109%. So basically, sugar doubled their inflammation. Now this was in healthy young men. So imagine what it does to us that aren't maybe as healthy or aren't maybe as young, right? So it just damages your cells, it disrupts hormones, it accelerates aging. Nothing good can happen when you have high sugar diets or high seed oil diets. So, what to eat instead? What to eat instead? Well, you're gonna feel full if you eat protein. With at least part of each part of your meal have some protein, have some fiber with each meal. It's also helpful having omega-3s. So, how many people? And raise a hand. How many people like their fritters? You. Wow. Keep your hands up. Raise your hands up.
Sardines.
Rachel? You This was actually sardines that you ate. So pass those out. Keep your hands up. Who wants this? Who wants this? I never thought I'd have people like,
Yeah.
So, I never thought, growing up, when I was, you know, there's so much, guys. When I first encountered sardines, they were gross. It was like something was looking back at me. I was like, oh. But in your pack, we actually have a couple more. I know Nancy had her hand up. All right. So I know when I first encountered them, I was not a fan.
What?
But then I come home one day for lunch, and my wife had these fritters, and I was like, "These are awesome!" And she's like, "Really?" And then she's like, "Yeah." And they're sardines. I'm like, "Oh, I can't." Yeah, exactly. I'm like, really? So just a high source of omega-3s, and I'm a big fan of taste, and it's got to taste good, right? Like, I'm all about making, I want to be healthy, but come on, have it taste good as well. So, hope you all like your fritters. Did anybody not brave enough to try it? Do we have any more? There's some more! Hey! Allison will pass them up. For those of you that were brave, like I tell my children, you don't have to eat it, but you have to at least taste it. You can spit it out, it's okay. We will not judge you. John was...
Oh, they're so good.
I'll have it.
Yeah.
The old sardine flavor, taste, smell. Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, there's a little bit from the cooking back there, but
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal.
yeah.
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
That, we could make that a meal with some nice fruit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want one?
Yeah.
My kids would eat it.
Yeah. Anybody else? Okay, awesome. All right. Essential number 2, move. Movement. Move to circulate. Alright? Movement is a miracle for inflammation. Exercise boosts insulin sensitivity and brain function. Now, you know what I'm going to say here. See if you know what I'm going to say here. John, it's okay. We're not going to force you to have sardines. It's going to be okay. We'll get over it. So you know what I'm going to say here when it comes to motion? Motion is lotion. Yes. All right. Motion is lotion. Today, 3 times. Motion is
Lotion.
One more time.
Motion is lotion.
All right. Good. Don't forget that. Motion is lotion. So basically what it does when I say boosts insulin sensitivity, what we're talking about is it manages your blood sugar better, right? It lowers inflammation. Do you know that by taking 7,000 steps a day, 7,000 steps a day, by the way, the average is a little less than half of that, this is 3,500. It's by taking 7,000 steps a day, it slashes heart disease, diabetes, type 2, obesity, dementia, Alzheimer's, and acid reflux by 40 to 60%. You gotta move, people. You gotta move. Right? So if you want to, and again, I can't promise you, but to slash your chances of all those diseases by 40 to 60%, that's better than any drug. All right. I did this last time, and I got such a response from the people, I got to bring it up again. So,
Sardines?
who's never rebounded before? Honestly, who hasn't? Okay, come on up.
Wow, I mean, I retract. I'm good. Over Warren.
Rebound?
All right. Can I move it?
Is he talking about that thing?
Where's my handle?
I'll be your handle. I think we need to move you for a second. We need to move you over.
Do you actually have to like jump where your feet are?
No,
Just where you just.
you can, whatever you can do.
I
Okay?
can't do that.
So, whatever you can do, so you can march in place, right? Really? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Right? And they do have, she mentioned there's a rail, so they do have railings. This is my favorite activity, especially with kids. If any of you have children, grandchildren, this is awesome to have this at home, especially in the winter. It's a great warm-up, and you can just kind of, you can bounce, you can do you can do this, right? Do some jumping
Feel
jacks.
good on my feet even with shoes on.
Yeah. So highly, highly, highly recommended. Again, it's great for so many things. It reduces chronic inflammation. It's rebounding is great for lymphatic drainage. So that it's good there. Remember, 90% of your brain is fed through motion of the spine. You can just put that up at the front there. Thank you. So, Dr. Robert Sperry,
I have
yes.
a quick question about that. What's the difference between doing that and doing jumping jacks on the floor, like on the ground?
Oh, so much easier on your body.
Yeah.
So much easier.
I mean, I thought you would say that. Is there any other?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is it doesn't beat your body and compress. I mean, if you visualize what's happening with like something like jumping jacks or your spine, you're getting that constant pounding, and especially if you have any arthritis at all, or even not even counting arthritis, if you're out of alignment, like you actually wear yourself out faster by that. So it's just really forgiving. It's something really simple, and I bought some cheap ones early on, and they didn't last very long. I recommend that brand, and the other brand is called Urban Rebounder. So those are two great brands that I stand by, that they're practically indestructible. We've left them out over the winter. Things that you shouldn't do, we've left them out, and they still like the last one we had, I mean, it was over a decade, and that thing was so neglected, so abused, so you go through all those kids and.
What brand was that?
Yeah, what brand is that?
It's BCAN or BCAN? Is that? Yeah. BCAN? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. All right, so what I was saying there is Dr. Robert Sperry, PhD, said that 90% of your brain is fed and detoxified through motion of your spine. So again, this is where home care comes in. This is where, again, moving your body. All right, the anti-inflammation exercise formula. I'm a big fan of walking. They've done studies where all you have to do is walk 10 minutes immediately after a meal, and it lowers your blood sugar by 30 to 35%. But you have to do it immediately after a meal. Getting in some strength training, Obviously, avoid prolonged sitting. My formula for sitting is if you sit for more than 20 minutes, which you all have been doing, I want you to wiggle, wobble in your seat, have a little dance party, right? So for every 20 minutes that you're sitting, 20 seconds of wobbling. So, and that's side to side, front to back, and twisting, right? Doesn't take much at all, but it makes a big effort. For those of you that are like, hey, I don't have time to work out, or I don't have time, doing something, and I've gotten into this where, you start at something like simple, like 5 of these, but you do 5 push-ups, 5 squats, 5 lunges, 5 wall sits, 5 planks, and then if you survive the next day, you do 10, or you do 5 again. But it doesn't take that long to do just a couple of simple things, so you don't I don't have time to go to the gym, or I'm only making it. And what's interesting is when people say, hey, I'm committing this, it's so hard. I get this, but anybody can do 5 of each of those, and it doesn't take that long, and it makes an impact in your overall health. Questions? Yes.
How long would you hold a lunge, or how long would you hold a plank then? 5 seconds, 10 seconds, up to 50 seconds?
Yeah. Again,
Or how long, 50 minutes?
the biggest thing is having a baseline. And I would say you could probably stop at about a minute, but yeah, if you want to do 5 seconds, just not feeling bad, just doing it. And that's where it's like just being consistent, and you can easily, I had someone here not too long ago complain to me, like, I don't have any time to exercise. And I was in the middle of adjusting, and I made everybody right in the circle. Like, we stood up and we cranked out 5 push-ups, 5 squats, 5 lunges. I think we missed the wall sits and 5 planks. And I'm like, and we were all sweating. We were all like, just in that little amount of time. So if you just committed to that every day, huge. But yeah, start small. People make the mistake of overdoing it. Like, no, just start at 5.
How many minutes in a plank would be would help? Or a minute? How many minutes in a
I would say a minute is a really solid plank. If you can work up to a minute, that's really going to engage your core. So if you can shoot for a minute, that'd be great.
You want to give us an example?
How about you come up here? And
No, oh my God.
Come on. Come on. Let's do it. We'll show you. Okay. So a push-up. You want to have a straight back, and if it's too much for you, how about if you do the wall push-up? And so we're going to do 5 of them. Okay. Yes, you just do this.
Then you're getting rested.
All right, ready? 5, go. And you can get fancy if you want.
Show off.
And now if you can't do that, drop to your knees. Right. Let's do it. All right. That's 5 push-ups. Okay, now squats. Ready? 5 squats. Ready?
I don't exercise.
This is a squat.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
All right.
4 and 10. All right, 5 lunges. So 1 lunge is 1 foot forward, and then the other foot forward. That's 1. That's not 2. So let's go. Bring them up. And again, if that's too much for you, do baby ones. Yeah. All right. So if it's for some of you like, oh, my knees, well, then do baby lunges. Right? Don't overdo it.
Okay.
Right? Macy's like, I'm never going to raise my hand again.
No, I really was hoping you'd just show us.
No, we have wall sits.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
You remember those?
Oh, yeah.
So 90-degree angle. Oh.
That's good.
sit, right? And again, start with 5 seconds, right? And if you can't do a 90 degree, I don't know, 120 degrees, do something. Right? No, because you gotta do planks. Oh.
Elbows.
That's easier than a wall sit.
So, this is a plank. Keep it like a plank, like a board, flat. Don't have your butt up, right? And if you're tired, you can go up to your hands, go back down to your arms, work your way up to a movement. All right?
So that was easy.
That was easy.
You done now?
Are we done now? All right, give her a hand. Wasn't that a good workout?
Well, yeah, now I actually, it helps because now I know.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you asked.
I can't remember, it's been years.
I'm glad you asked. Managing stress. Whew. Yeah, stress is important, right? Stress, yeah, what it is a lot of people think that stress is a feeling. And yes, it can be a feeling, but it's more than that. It's actually a chemical cascade in your body. So it produces cortisol. And obviously cortisol is the stress hormone that produces inflammation, overload, immune suppression. And this is, I had a conversation with a lady 2 days ago, and she was talking about how, like, I don't understand why. And I said, well, here's the deal, is stresses can be a good thing. You're out walking in the woods and you come across a bear, you come across an animal, like having a stress, it's called fight or flight, that's a good thing. The problem is she just keeps switching bears. It's like different day, different bear. And it's like, and her parents are sick, and then she's moving, and then she's dealing with mold, and then she's planning her parents' 50th wedding anniversary, and it was just like bear after bear after bear, and she's under this chronic stress, and she's wondering why she's having these sleep problems, why she's having all of a sudden she's having all this pain, and I'm like, you're just constantly being bombarded with stress. So whether it's emails or hearing bad news or traffic or just worrying about the bills, I mean it can be constant, and so you really have to be aware of that. Because what happens, science shows that stress shortens telomeres. Now what's a telomere? A telomere is the protective caps of your DNA. So in every cell of your makeup, you have the XY or XX chromosomes that make up you. And what happens is that when you're under chronic stress, that basically it shortens your DNA. And normally that happens a little bit as we age, but if you're under chronic stress, it happens a whole lot more. Really, really fascinating. And so they've been studying this with when they look at longevity and how can you lengthen, and yes, there's things that you can do to lengthen your telomeres or your DNA in each and every cell. So, how do you do that? How do you rewire your stress response? There's some great things, and I'm looking at my notes here and I'm like, wow, how do I compact all this down? Gratitude journaling, right? Shifting your focus from stress to appreciation, that's going to lower your cortisol. One of my favorite things to do is the 3 things. So try this tonight. When you lay your head on the pillow tonight, think about 3 things. And they're usually not monumental. It's just basically 3 things that happen during your day, right? It's and I have been and I've done this on and off, but I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. Is just come up with 3 things. Because if you come up with 3 things, then you start looking for it. And then you start appreciating more. Just the simple things. A conversation, a smile, how your spouse or significant other reacted to you. Like, all sorts of things like that. So, 3 things. I love doing that. Just the 3 things that you're grateful for before you go to bed. Prayer. Prayer, it helps to deactivate genes that trigger inflammation. A lot of research with this. Grounding helps with inflammation. Does everybody know when I say grounding, does everybody know what I mean by when I say grounding?
Barefoot.
Barefoot, right? Or having contact with the ground. And that can help with chronic pain, chronic inflammation. And so there is an electrical charge from our earth that actually, there's so much information. You can watch a documentary on grounding. Look it up if you have any questions. I can send you some info on it. Very, very powerful, very simple. Cold plunge. Now, if you don't like cold plunge, just splashing cold water on your face can do that. And you don't have to do a cold plunge. You can just forget to shut off the shower completely for the last. Okay, all right. So cold water in your face. That's what Kim's doing. That's what Kim's going for. Cold water in your face. 5 plate is great for inflammation. Infrared sauna. Monica's in there now. She's like, this is the only time I can do it. I'm like, okay. So she's listening to the seminar and breath work. My favorite for this is just the 4-4-4. So 4 breaths in, hold it for a count of 4, 4 breaths out. And that's great. There's a thing that you've probably heard a lot or seen a lot with this is the vagus nerve, or vagal tone training. So this is more of a rest and heal system or mode of your body. And primarily how you know you're into that is, the way to monitor that is HRV, heart rate variability. A lot of the wearables, so I have a ring that monitors that. This is like 2nd generation. Now the 3rd generations are coming out for $50, and they're just as accurate as the more expensive ones. So if you want a link for that, let them know at the front desk, and we'll get you a link. It's just you can get it through Amazon, so I do not make anything off of that. It's just passing along a good word for you. But this is a great way to tell and to check. So heart rate variability is a sign of how resilient your nervous system is. Also CRP, we talked about that. Let's go back to HRV. HRV, for scoring, you want to get a baseline. But typically, as you age, your heart rate variability goes down. So for a 25-year-old, a great score would be 78. At 35 years old, it would be 60. At 45, it's 48. 55 and older, 44 would be a great score. So right now, my average, I looked at the last week, and my average was 54, which would put me in between 35 to 45 years of age. And so, again, just having that information and getting a baseline and then trying to improve that baseline. Deep, slow, diaphragmatic breathing, especially the longer breaths out or exhaling for longer than inhaling. Humming, singing is great, just the vibrations of your throat. What happens is the vagus nerve is right next to the atlas. Gargling, especially saying the ABCs while you gargle, is a great way to stimulate the vagus nerve. Getting adjusted, especially the upper part of your neck, it is the best way physically to affect the vagus nerve. Prayer will help your vagus nerve, besides a lot of other things. Social connection and laughter. after. Light exercise or stretching, those are all great to affect the vagus nerve. Questions on the vagus nerve or anything we just went over? Okay. I gotta mention here my Peace and Joy checklist. Anybody do the Peace and Joy checklist from last year? Peace and Joy. So think of things that you can do that don't cost a lot of money, but that you can do every single day that bring you peace and joy. So my favorites are playing tennis, watching a sunrise, a sunset, with moon or stars, helping somebody else. Those are all great things that just kind of bring peace and joy and kind of calm my nervous system down. So think of things, come up with a top 10 list, and then do some of those things. All right, essential number 4, toxins. Clear the toxins. You're only as healthy as your drainage funnel. Right? So what happens is, think about this, everything that you put into your body, everything that you breathe, that you eat, that you drink, that you absorb into your body, eventually has to be processed and eliminated. Right? And it's eliminated through your liver, through your kidneys, through your colon, through your skin. That's why it's great to just do what we just did, jump up and do that, because it's going to push some toxins through, like, okay, hey, you work off a little, you get a little sweat, like push some of those toxins out through your breath, through your skin, through the lymph system. So this would be a time where I would talk about poop. Yep. So if you know me, you know that I don't have a problem talking about it, because it's part of so many people, they're backed up, they're not getting rid of toxins, because what's in a bowel movement, it's waste, toxins, bad bacteria. What happens when that builds up in your body? Nothing good. So repeat after me. 3 trains in, 3 trains out. Come on, let's hear it.
3 trains in, 3 trains out.
Now you may say, well, I don't eat 3 meals a day. I eat 2. Okay, well then, 2 trains in,
2 trains out.
right? So that's what your goal should be. If you do not have that, we need to talk. And we don't need to talk in front of everybody, I get it. But we need, and there's some great, good to go. What's the kid version of Pooper? Yeah, right? So there's some great options for you to get rid of those toxins, right? Another great one, simple one, is called primary detox, right? If you've never done a detox, or if it's been a while, it's really simple, very gentle, very effective. It works well to get rid of the heavy metals, get rid of some great things. This was actually produced or made by a chiropractor's father. So a lot of research that has gone into something simple like that. We also have our detox system. Yes?
Question on what you just picked up.
Yeah.
If you're doing the fundamental 3, and would that take care of the detox on a regular basis, or do you suggest something like that and then doing the foundational 3?
Do you need that if you do the 3? I think.
I like to mix them up. I just like to mix them up. So, like, I like to do the detox system, like spring and fall. I'll do that, you know. So I like variety. The body likes variety. Too often we kind of end up eating the same things, doing the same exercises, and just, you know, your body every once in a while likes a little variety. So.
Is another question for you then. Would extended fasting work as well as something like that?
I was going to get to that. Fasting is one of the most powerful things you can do. Not eating is one of the most powerful things that you can do, and I've seen it. I've seen it in my health. I've seen it in other doctors' health. I've seen it in my practice members' health. Like, yeah, and in the book, I'm a big fan of Fast Like a Girl. Yeah, the joke behind that one, true story, is that my wife was trying to get me to read this book, and I'm sitting at a seminar, at a Max Living seminar, at a chiropractic seminar, and sitting right next to me, we were kind of introduced ourselves or whatever, and I didn't get it. I got her first name or something, and she's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, my wife's trying to get me to read this book." "What book?" I'm like, "Fast Like a Girl." And she's like, "Oh yeah, what's the author?" And I said, "Oh, Mindy Pelz." And she's like, "What was her name?" And I'm like, "Sit right next to her." Okay. Thank you, Lord, for sending me another sign. Okay, so the very first thing I did when I got home was I read the book. And I got the second chapter into it, and I'm like, every person needs to read this book.
Thank you.
Yeah. Men-like. So it talks about what happens on and how powerful it is and how it stimulates your stem cells and it helps with inflammation and so many more things. So that I believe that is one of the most powerful detoxing things that you can do.
Thank you. That's great.
All right. Top toxins. So, glycophosphate, what they put in our wheat, BPA from plastics, heavy metals, mold. Mold is a neurotoxin. It is toxic to our nervous system. We live in the land of 10,000 lakes, and yeah, there's a lot of people have mold spores, and it's at least 25% of the population has major issues with mold, and they don't realize it most of them. It disrupts hormones, immunity, and of course detoxification. All right, here's something simple: daily detox done right. Daily detox done right. So drinking half your weight in ounces of water. So if you are 150 pounds, that means 75 ounces. If you're 200 pounds, that's how many ounces? 100. That's just kind of a basic. But with that, just a little bit of salt. My favorite is Baja Gold. And then making sure, again, just daily detox, that you're going to the bathroom 2 to 3 times a day, and that you're sweating every day. Again, doesn't take much. We were sweating in just a couple of short minutes. It didn't take much at all to get that sweat response. All right, restoring the nervous system. Restoring the nervous system. So if you forget everything, remember your nervous system runs the show. So this is something that it's often people's most missing piece. They don't think about the nervous system. It controls inflammation. It helps healing. It helps your hormones. It's crucial. And so many people just think, oh, hey, my back feels better. Well, your nervous system controls everything. And you have 60 to 70 trillion cells, and every single one of those cells is hooked up to a nerve. So very, very important that you take care of your nervous system. If you take care of your nervous system, it takes great care of you. You ignore it, and it's just downright stinks to be you. All right, so what controls inflammation, hormones, and healing? It's your central nervous system, and that affects your immune system. The problem is when you have a subluxation, when you have a misalignment of your spine, that causes interference, that shuts the body down. All right, so when you are misaligned, when you're subluxated, there is so much science on this. We've been forced to come up with okay, hey, what does an adjustment do? Well, one of the things that it does is it increases your white blood cells. It increases your DNA repair enzymes. It stimulates the vagus nerve. It lowers cholesterol, or the main stress hormone. It boosts heart rate variability, right? So what happens when you get adjusted? Man, all these things, like it affects your vagus nerve, your HRV, it increases. It helps with the stress hormone being regulated. It reduces inflammation. So an adjustment isn't just physical, it's neurological. It affects your entire body. That's why people say, hey doc, I get adjusted and like I'm sleeping better. I'm digesting better. I'm pooping better. I'm in a better mood. I have more energy. So your brain and nervous system need to function at 100%. Because if that's functioning at 100%, it's like everything else is better. And this is why to stay and to be adjusted consistently, it makes, I mean, there's so many studies of people that just get adjusted every once in a while, or they like consistently get adjusted. And yeah, it's, I said this recently, and you know, it's so true. What gets you well will keep you well. I mean, the reverse, you know, the fastest way to damage your body is the fastest way, you know, the fastest way to damage your body is the fastest way to help. I think I messed that up. Yeah, I messed up. What happens when you're up late with these things? So for those of you that aren't getting adjusted, making sure that your nervous system is taken care of, we do consultation, 2 computerized exams, posture exam, picture with a bilateral structural exam. We do that for $47. Any x-rays that are needed is $50. So we make it affordable for people to check out to see what kind of shape they're in. All right. A couple of things we need to talk about briefly, and that is, like the mom that I was talking to, she's like, what am I missing? And I'm like, oh, our soil's depleted. You know, we're stressed out more than ever. You know, but there are some targeting things that can be really helpful. So this is where the ladies are going to come up. Do you need my mic? Okay. And they're going to go over the foundational 3. Just take a minute each, and then we'll be wrapping things up.
Alright, so I guess I don't have to with me, but I have cellular health and longevity. That's one of the foundational 3, and it's a supplement that's designed to help your body fight back from things like stress, fatigue, and inflammation, especially the stuff that we face on a daily basis. But it's not just about covering up the symptoms, it's about optimizing your body at more of that cellular level. So it's a dynamic formula that's built to restore strength, energy, and vitality by improving mitochondrial health. Does anybody remember what the mitochondria is? It is the powerhouse of the cell. So with that, it's this clinically studied ingredient that works together to boost your metabolism, support hormone balance, and promote longevity. But you're like, okay, Rachel, what does that mean for me? I will tell you, that's a great question. So it's more natural energy, improved focus, clarity, stronger muscles. I mean, can I stop there? But it's also better stress resilience and then protection against premature aging. So it's more than just a supplement. It's a tool that is going to help your body function in harmony, give you vitality that you need today, but also the resilience to thrive tomorrow. Makes sense?
Good job.
I'm going to talk to you about our inflammation and immune support. It's a comprehensive support for a balanced immune response, healthy inflammation, and good drop my body. You want closer?
Awesome. Give him a hand. All right. If you don't want to take 40 supplements all in like 3 different ones, there are some individual ones that I would highly recommend. So, Optimal Omega is, and I'm like, oh, I only want to pick out a couple of these, but Optimal Omega is crucial for inflammation, right? All these 3 are. So, Optimal Omega, especially if you're not eating fish, whether it's sardines or other fish. If you want to get some a healthy balance and an optimal balance of omega in your body. Curcumin Plus, it's actually 10 times more bioavailable, which is just your body uses it more. So again, great for inflammation. Also, CoQ10. Now I never thought like CoQ10, that's kind of a side thing, it's not really important. Well, when I got a bunch of testing done, I found out that my body was deficient in CoQ10. And I'm like, I thought I was doing so good. So I gotta give a shout out to CoQ10. It gets rid of waste in the mitochondria. And again, what does mitochondria do? It is the powerhouse. It gives your body energy. And so I'm like, wow, okay, all right. So I'm now taking CoQ10. So those are 3 great individual ones. So here's the thing, and wrapping up here, you were built to last. The problem is most people treat aging like a decline, like it's natural, and instead you want to treat it like a strategy. Like you want to get after it and be aggressive about this. So the question I have for you is the last 10 years, what will that look like? I can tell you, taking care of people for the last 3 decades, but this is one of the most powerful videos, and it's split screen. You have your choice, left side or right side. It's literally 1 minute long. But take a look. Did it go over?
What will your last 10 years look like? Will you be quick enough for a game of tag with your grandchild? Strong enough to embrace every moment? Will you grow old with vitality? Or get old with disease? It's time to decide.
So the average American will spend 10 years, the last 10 years. So this hits home close to me with this last Mother's Day was the first Mother's Day without my mom. And you know, she had a tough life. She made it to 93, but at the end, especially the last 8 years, it was rough. And I just think, especially coming off of having a wedding, I would have loved to see her there. And one of the things that she battled alcoholism and some abusive husbands, and she just had a really rough life. But one of the things that she, as she conquered some of those demons and kind of worked through some of those, she traded an addiction of alcohol to an addiction of sweets. And I know it affected me growing up. And because that's kind of what I saw patterned. And, you know, that's how she showed her love, was with sweets, right? And she definitely had a sweet tooth. And I just see how that affected her brain, especially in the last 6 months. And how, you know, I'll never forget, like growing up, she taught me this card game. And, you know, I'm not a big card player, but I know this one game, King's Corner. And that's what my mom taught me. And I unfortunately had to reteach her the game that she taught me because she didn't remember it those last 6 months. Always trying to cheat, always trying to, like, you know, I'm like, no, Mom. But, so, you know, thinking about that, like, life is short enough, and just making every moment count, not just for you, but for the people that are in your life that are depending on you. So, that's what I'm asking, is that you do this for those people, not just yourself. So, there is a sheet at the front desk. Actually, Rachel's going to be passing that around. Make sure you sign up for that. This is the Gut Reset Makeover. It's one of the few ones because there's going to be a lot of food there. You will be a healthy food. I don't know if we'll pull out sardines. Probably won't pull out sardines. So early bird special, $15 each. So sign up for that one. And any other closing comments, ladies? All right. So if you have any questions, takeaways. There we go. I like the takeaway. So what did you learn tonight? What's one thing that you're going to apply tonight? Exercise. What kind of exercise?
With those.
With those, right? Simple.
I can start off as easy as I needed to be and
Yeah.
build up, I think, quite quickly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Hello? Anybody else?
To wobble in that red movie theater, watching a movie.
Right?
Take the time to wiggle while you're
Yeah.
watching the movie.
Yeah. Little dance party in your sleep. Yeah, little dance party.
Or stand up and annoy all your neighbors.
Right? Yes, sir.
Deep breathing before bedtime.
Deep breathing before bedtime, yes. Especially for some of you that have issues falling asleep. Yeah, it's a great way to engage that vagus nerve. So, yeah. Yeah, gratitude, that's huge. Cold showers. All right, everybody except Kim is on board with that one. Cold water on the face, right?
Yep.
Okay.
those turned out to be phenomenal.
Yes.
Looking forward to the book about fasting like a girl.
Yeah.
And the video was really impactful.
Yeah. It gets me every time.
Oh.
It's one of the most powerful 1 minutes
Yeah.
that when you're talking about your health and how it affects. Yeah.
Do you have that? Did you find that on any? Where did you find that?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
What's the title of it?
The last 10 years of your life.
Last 10 years of your life.
Oh,
And
so
it's,
my head.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
about a minute long.
So good. Thank you.
Yes.
The Bono Gold Salt, and you recommended Monday night's class, a tablespoon of coconut oil a day.
Yes. Yeah, I did. Why coconut? Why a tablespoon of coconut a day?
Green.
Well, I know it's better than the other oils.
It's a healthy fat, and
Yeah.
and those 60 to 70 trillion cells that we talked about, not one layer but 2 layers of fat. So really important to get some healthy fat. So yeah, just get your tub of coconut oil and yeah.
Did you recommend it, Brian?
It's back in the. It's.
Oh, it's like-
Yeah. So I just get it from Costco. It's organic. I think it's cold pressed. Yeah.
Big cup. You can
It's a
use
big
it.
old tub.
Lotion too.
Oh. What I tell people is search 101 uses for coconut
It's
oil.
so great.
Yes.
I love
So
it.
right here, organic virgin coconut oil, cold pressed, unrefined.
Perfect.
Yeah. Anything else?
Buy some dark chocolate.
Mine's more dark chocolate. Okay.
What was the answer to the most inflammation? Is it bread or soda?
What do you think?
Bread.
And the answer is?
It is soda or pop.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually has more sugar, so it's actually more inflammatory. Yeah. All right. Well, yes.
How do you feel about natural honey for sweetener?
I have some on my shelf from a local honey company. It's a step in the right direction. It's better than refined. However, it still raises your blood sugar. So, little down to you. Better off to do stevia. So that does not raise your blood sugar. It's been around for a while. So that's what I would say is stevia. And there's some brands that don't
I
taste
just
good.
put a little bit in my coffee.
Sure. Yeah, better actually, if you've tried like a little grass-fed butter, little coconut, it actually is called bulletproof coffee.
Oh, yeah, it's
And that helps a lot to get that bomb. Just another thing you can try. Yeah. Well, hey, have a great night. Make some healthy choices. We'll be here to answer any of your questions at the front desk. If you want to order any vitamins or if you have any questions, if you need anything, let us know. All right.